Alright, so the last concept of our binomial expansion will be when we are not given any n. So normally we are given like something like this, right? Bracket 1 plus 2x bracket to the power of 10. So the power is normally given. Okay, but for our last concept, we will not be given any power. So this 10 will become just any number, unknown n. Okay, so we are required to find what is the number n, what is the unknown n. Okay, so let's take a look at this example 1, where we have to write down the first 3 terms in expansion. So this one is simple. Okay, so just write n choose 0, n choose 1, n choose 2, and you put the respective power to the respective x and b. Okay, so yeah, so just take note of this. Okay, so we move on to the second part of the example. So if the coefficient was second, so we are interested in the coefficient now, of the second and third term is negative 8 and 30 respectively, we need to find the value of n and b. Okay, so how do we do that? First of all, this type of question is testing your understanding of what do I mean by n choose 1 and what do I mean by n choose 2. Okay, so if you still remember your concept 1, right? N choose 1. Okay, so n choose 1 is just like any number, any like fraction. Okay, where this denominator, the bottom part is 1 factorial. 1 factorial means 1 times 1 or just 1. Okay, so this 1 itself. Since at the denominator there's only 1 term, the numerator also must have 1 term. So this n choose 1 is just n. Okay, let's move on to n choose 2. Okay, n choose 2 is 2 factorial. 2 factorial means 2 times 1. Since my denominator has 2 terms, right? Okay, the first term, second term, my numerator must also have 2 terms. So n multiplied by n minus 1. Okay, so yeah, so if I process it, n minus 1, 2. Okay, so now we move on. The coefficient of the second term is negative 8. So let's take a look at where is the coefficient. So coefficient is this b, right? And this n choose 1. We do not need to care about this thing. Okay, we do not need to care about this thing because this is not a coefficient. Okay, so we simply just use the n choose 1 multiplied by b to give equal to negative 8. Alright, so n, where's my, okay, so n over 1 multiplied by b equal to 8. So nb is equal to 8. Okay, so now we move on to the second, n choose 2, right? N choose 2, we also do not need to care about this x term because this is not the coefficient. We just care about the n choose 2 and b square. So n choose 2 is n minus 1 over 2 multiplied by b square to give us 30. Okay, so sorry about that. For the n, this is negative 8. So this will be equation 1, this will be equation number 2. Okay, so first of all, I want to get rid of my b term. Okay, so for my equation 1, I square this. I square my equation 1. Okay, so n square b square equal to negative 8 bracket square 64. Okay, so let's put this as equation number 3. So for your equation number 2, process it even further. So times 2 equal to 60 here. Okay, so now we have a very clean term right here. Okay, so now we equate equation 3. We use equation 3 divide by equation 2. So when I do that, n square b square over n minus 1 b square equal to 64 over 60. Okay, so 64 over 60 is about 1/115, right? Okay, so now I deal with my left hand side. So left hand side, the b square can cancel away. Okay, so b square cancel. Okay, so the n square I cancel 1, the denominator everything okay cancel away. Alright, so now n over n minus 1 is equal to 1/115. So you cross multiply. N is equal to 1/115 n minus 1/115. Okay, so process it further. 1/115 equal to 1/15n. So to find your n, simply times 15 right here. Okay, so let's do. Okay, so your n will be equal to 16. So very important is that your n, the so-called the power, right, must always be integer. If you get like maybe fraction 15 3/4 or 15 and a half, means you need to redo again. Okay, so our n here is 16. Okay, next I want to find the coefficient, my b, which is just a constant. So let's move, this one is easy, right? Let's look at equation number 1 right here. So nb equal to -8, right? So b, so our n is 16, b equal to -8. b is equal to -half. Alright, so this is how we solve as